Here we go. Hello, my name is Angie Wallace, and I am a LimeLife by Alcone Beauty Guide. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm actually going live on Instagram, and I'm also doing a Zoom call right now with those people who received the personal invite. Today, I'm on here just to kind of tell you a little bit about my story and why I joined LimeLife. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I'm so excited that you guys are here. So I'm just going to get right into it because I'm going to need every bit of my 15 minutes. My story starts where one story ended. On October 27th of 2016, we lost our oldest son, Taylor, to suicide. As you can imagine, it completely rocked our world, and we were completely broken people. It was a big surprise. I wanted to share with you a picture of my handsome Taylor. I'm going to put so you can see him here. My ring light's kind of showing him here, but this is my handsome boy. He was 18 years old, very gifted, very talented young man. After Taylor died, I knew that there was a much bigger plan for my life. I knew that God had a much bigger purpose for me. So in February of 2017, I started a mental health and suicide prevention nonprofit called the Taylor Gilpin Wallace Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And I traveled the state from speaking at middle schools and high schools all over the state of Missouri, sharing Taylor's story and just telling kids that it's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay there. It's not okay to make a permanent decision on a temporary problem. And so I traveled the state. If you fast forward that, and I spoke at middle schools, I've roughly probably well over 100 schools that I have spoken at, and thousands of lives that were changed by that. And I'm very happy to say that. And I know that because of the messages that I received from students and the emails that I received from their parents. So I know that, in fact, that God put me on this earth to help people. And I know that Taylor's story is helping people. And that's what I want to do. Taylor wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. He wanted to save lives. So I am helping him fulfill his dream of saving lives, albeit posthumously. Fast forward to April of 2019. In the time period of 2016 to 2019, our small community of a little about 4,500 people lost 3 more young men to suicide. It was in April that one of the other moms met with myself and the other mothers. And on that day, we actually started Moms Breaking the Silence, which is basically under the umbrella of my 501c3 of Taylor's Foundation. But now I wasn't just a one-man band traveling around the state sharing my story. We are now a very powerful force of 4 moms sharing our boys' stories. And again, still traveling throughout the entire state of Missouri and continuing to make huge impacts on lives. In that same year of 2019, in January of that year, Courtney Weaver had a thing on her Facebook. I'd followed her for years on LimeLife, on her makeup. You know, she had the really cool makeup tutorials and stuff. And so she put a thing out there about LimeLife, and if anybody wanted any samples, and I was like, okay, sure, send me some. Well, she sent me some samples. Unfortunately, they came right after I had made about $400 and some order to Lancome, which I had been using since I was in the 4th grade. And so I was like, well, thank you for the samples. I'm probably not going to buy anything right now because I just did the friends and family with Lancome. Fast forward to November of that year. I had tried the samples. I fell in love with the samples. I knew that I was going to make a complete change in my makeup and skincare, so I went all in. I was like, okay, I know I'm going to wear it. I know that I love it. I just want to sign up because I want to get the discount, so do it. And I just did it for the discount, like so many of us do, right? So that's kind of where my LimeLife story started. Now, what has happened over time, as it does with most beauty guides, we start off with our why. Why did I join? Because I wanted a discount on my makeup and skincare. I didn't want to spend the kind of money that I was spending at Lancome. But what was born from that one thing is really where my story begins. And that is what this entire community has done for me. The community of not just the people that are on my team and around my team, on my front line, my sideline, but we're talking from women all over the world, not just Brookfield, Missouri, not just, Missouri. We're talking everywhere. And I know this because I have connected with so many different women on a different level, not the skin level. We're talking a very personal level. They have shared their stories with me. I've shared my story with them. And we have all found this common thread of some of us are not okay. Some of us are completely broken and completely shattered people. I can tell you, though, that sitting before you here today is a completely shattered human being. My husband went to psychiatrist shortly after Taylor passed away, and he told my husband that when they went to school to be psychiatrists, whatever, all of the trauma that they deal with as psychiatrists, they put on a scale from 0 to 300. And so everything from you lose a parent or, your dog dies, whatever, trauma. Losing a child to suicide is number 300 as being the single most traumatic event that a human being can go through, period. That means this, that I am sitting before you here today, a completely broken human being, a completely shattered human being. I have lived through the single most traumatic thing a human being can live through, and I'm still here because I have something that's holding these pieces of me together. My faith. Without it, I do not know where I would be today. Period. My family. Without my family, again, no one, well, no, I say no one, but most people don't know what our family has been through. So we cling tight to one another. And third, my friends. My friends from my LimeLife sisters to my friends that have been my best friends my whole entire life, from my friends that I teach with at school. They are all part of the glue that keeps this broken human being together. One of the things that I continue to receive from LimeLife is that community. Helping women and men feel better from the inside out, okay? One of the things that I actually had this dream whenever I was just Taylor Gilpin Wallace Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and I was the one-man band traveling around the state sharing my story. My dream, my big dream in life, you're a little girl and you think, I want to be a movie star, I want to be a football player. My dream is to build a mental wellness center in my little tiny community of Brookfield, Missouri someday, a nonprofit. LimeLife is going to be that vehicle that gets me there. Well, my LimeLife career might not pay for a building for this mental wellness center. It will help support me as I build with my mom's breaking the silence, as all four of us together collectively build this dream of opening a mental wellness center in Brookfield, Missouri. And LimeLife is going to be my vehicle to get me there. I can't do it alone, though. I have a team of roughly 40. I can't remember now, but I have a team of roughly 40 women. Every single woman that's on my team, we all have something very, very much in common. We all have a story. While some stories might not be as traumatic as others, we all have a story. And that's what connects us. If I ever left LimeLife, I feel like I would be letting everybody down. So I'm in here for the long haul, because this is my therapy. I don't see a therapist. I don't go to therapy. I take medication. I have to take Zoloft because I am clinically diagnosed with depression and PTSD. So I have to take that. No, no harm, no foul there. And I'm very transparent with that when I talk about my medication, because you got to have it. Just like a diabetic has to manage their insulin, they got to get the shots. Oh, well, this is what we do. We have to treat our mental health the same way we treat the rest of our body. But anyway, that long-term goal is going to be made possible. I'm 3 years out from retirement. I probably won't retire in 3 years just because I love my job. I really do love teaching. But I am looking forward to the day where all of this comes to fruition and I get to see the beauty that came out of having a dream. And the only way that that can happen is if you are literally writing these things down and making those goals in your life. And that's something I encourage everybody to do here. If there's something that you want in life, you need to write it down and get a goal, because that's what dreams are. They're goals with a timeline. And you've got to do that. You've got to write it all out. And I've done it. I've written it out. I've got a picture of what I want the building to look like. Of course, there's going to be a lot of collaboration with the moms in our foundation, but I am so super excited to eventually get this to be. Okay, so that is my story with LimeLife. Again, I'm surrounded by the most amazing women. We all have a story, and I highly encourage you to share your story. You might not have to share your entire story, but I can promise you, whatever it is that's holding you back and holding you hostage, that's keeping you from going to that next level, is probably something that you need to just kick it out of the way and just go for it head on, because that is what has to happen. You have to just get it out of the way. If you have that little story to share with somebody, share it, because quite honestly, that is what helps me a lot, is talking about it. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me today and doing my first Instagram live, doing the hard things because I can. So guys, thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to check the comments out real quick before I log off. If you have anything you want to share, if you want to reach out to me, guys, I swear to you, I can't show you my phone because it's on Instagram right now, but in my phone, I have a note. In that note, I have a huge list of mental health resources. On a weekly basis, I get a text or a call or a direct message on Facebook or Instagram of somebody who needs help, somebody who needs a resource for their child or themselves or whatever. That list is ready to go, copy, paste, sent. Because that's one of the things that we didn't have at our fingertips. We didn't have those readily resources available. Everybody, I don't know where to go. Well, I don't know. I can't get in. Nope, it's ready to go. And so if you ever need something like that, please reach out. This is what I do. It's what I do. Oh yeah, and skincare and makeup too. So thank you guys, Cash, though. I'm super excited about that. Another one of my bucket list things that I said I'm going to do. I'm going to start look at that. Look, see my microphone? It's right back there. I got the microphone, got it all ready to go. Just haven't done it yet. But my nephew, who is clinically blind, he's in 5th grade, and he has been struggling. He struggled last year with the whole pandemic and being at home, learning from home. And he has volunteered to be my first guest on my podcast. So stay tuned for that, because I'm super excited to share that with you guys too. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. And